Folks, the First Take Your Take contest. So send in a 1-minute video to firsttakeyourtake.com. We're less than a week away. 2 winners will come to Bristol to debate these two. Here's a few of our latest submissions.
All right, let's talk this Tony Romo press conference. First of all, why does Dak Prescott need your vote of approval? Why does he need you to come on a press conference to say you approve something that everybody already knew anyway? That he was more than deserving to be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys?
I think that Tony Romo had that heart that he knows that the Tony Romo era in Dallas is over. And to just know that the work you put over a decade is done. And that's a hard realization.
Sure, he could go to the Jets, where Max can hate on him as a Giants fan, and Stephen A., I know you only want him to go to the Broncos because you wouldn't want to wish the putrid ineptitude of the New York Jets onto Tony Romo because, by golly, he's your friend.
The last one lost major points by using the words by golly.
But he did the your friend, which is your line. I kind of like that.
I'm not interested. You got to have a little bit more flavor than goodbye golly.
No, and that's the thing.
I mean, you got to be a bad Santa kind of dude. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to be that kind of dude. You can't just by golly.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
This is the thing. People think, okay, I got to have flavor and I got to have content. You can't split the difference. You can't be
you gotta have both.
Content.
You got to have both.
What about
you got to have both.
I want to see either a flavor, content, or both.
Listen, damn it, we played it, and there's no disrespect to them because they gave valiant effort and they deserve respect. But they are coming on before Billy Bob Thornton sits here.
Yeah.
I mean, how the hell are you gonna have less flavor than Bad Santa? I mean, that's
Bad Santa, one of the great movies.
You can't have
Billy Bob Thornton's in another league.
That's right. Exactly. He did there in another league, but you're preceding him. Do something.
Your next gig, American Idol, be the next Simon Cowell.
You know what?
You do
I have
very
been
well.
told that on many occasions. I have.
All right.
Just so you know.
We move on now. Get you caught up on the latest in college football. So, Oklahoma head coach Bob Stoops announced Tuesday that star defensive tackle Charles Walker will leave the program to prepare for next year's NFL draft. Now, Walker, who's expected to be a high draft pick, hasn't played since he suffered a concussion early October. The decision did not sit well with Sooners defensive coordinator Mike Stoops. Here's the quote. Quitting on your teammates is hard to take. You can't have guys coming and going and have a group of players committed to what they're doing day in and day out. Enters that are team if they're not committed to the team. Max, do you have a bigger problem with Walker's decision or Stoops here?
No problem with Walker's decision. Walker made the right decision. Is this a real question? Stoops, of course. Look, I was just talking to a friend of mine who lives in England now, actually, his job relocated him, and was telling me that in London, if you try to explain college football, American college football to people, they can't wrap their heads around it. So wait, in other words, it's professional. No, it's not professional. But they pack stadiums? Yes. Are the people paying to get into the stadiums? Yes. And it's on commercial television? Yes. And they sell products and everything? Yes. But so it's professional. No, it's amateur because they're in college. Well, why do they have to go to college to play minor league football? Right. It's basically minor league football. You're forced. The system is set up in a way that you're essentially forced to play minor league football for free to enrich everyone but yourself. What about a college education? It's really not up to the student athlete. It's not up to the football player. They're by and large coerced. So to uphold some coerced social contract, the honor of that, Bob Stoops, who is not the head coach but makes $950,000 a year to coach that stuff, is to be the defensive coordinator, is telling one of his players on the defense, sorry, Mike Stoops, Bob Stoops, the head coach, $5.5 million for the head coach. The D coordinator, his brother, Mike Stoops, $950,000. Not the head coach, the D coordinator. And one of his defensive players, who has maybe a future in professional football, whose team is not going to go to a bowl game, and who has a concussion and wants to protect himself and his professional future forever and ever, maybe set up his life, is making the only real choice to make and is criticized by the guy making almost $1 million a year to coach the amateur players who are actually putting in the real hard work. It's outrageous.
I disagree with you, and I want to make sure that you understand why. Folks out there, maybe not you, you'll never get it. But in case of Walker, I disagree with him, and here's why. You didn't quit before the season. You quit during the season. You didn't decide that you wanted to go pro and quit in the off season. You're in the throes of a season where you're now 8-2, even though he's missed the last couple of games, and then you decide that you're going to leave the team. I don't believe it was right for Stoops to say what he said. First of all, leave that to the head coach. That ain't your job as a defensive coordinator to sit up there and speak out so adamantly against a kid. You could be a bit more sensitive. So I don't agree with how outspoken Stoops was, nor do I believe that he had the right to speak on it when your brother is the head coach. He's the head of that program. He is the one that should. Bob Stoops, I want to hear Bob Stoops. I don't want to hear from his brother. Okay, you're a defensive coordinator. Stay in your place. Having said all of that,
defensive player
Charles Walker, it doesn't matter.
Maybe he's using him as his mouthpiece.
You know, he
never
shouldn't.
know.
He shouldn't. The head coach should speak on this. But in the end, what it comes down to is that you knew the risk coming into the career that you chose. You knew the risk coming into the season, and to quit in the middle of all of this, to me, is not good.
But
Hold on, now
they're
I'll let you speak, Max. I'll let you speak, Max. Well, if you got medical concerns, what you going to NFL for? Because those medical
because
concerns.
you get paid.
Look, let me tell you what's going to happen now. If I'm an NFL team, I don't want them. You want me to tell you why I don't want them? Because you're that concerned. You're clearly coming here just so you could get paid. After you cut the check, your signing bonus, you might get another concussion week 1, and then you quit then. I don't know about that. So my point to you is that, again, you either a player or you not. I understand health concerns. I understand the concussion issues. I understand how serious it is. But if it's serious enough, then you shouldn't be playing.
It's serious enough to jeopardize money he has not yet made.
And I'm saying,
by the way, I said bowl game. I meant playoffs.
And I'm telling you, if I'm an NFL team, I would be highly reluctant to give you the money because since you're so concerned about it now.
Because you haven't upheld the hypocrisy of the syndicate between college football and the NFL.
No, that's not why. Because if you're that concerned and that open about it, why should I take a risk on you when it's so easy for you to quit? There's a whole bunch of players on the collegiate level that get concussions, but they wouldn't dare publicize, I'm going to quit college right now in the middle of the season.
You know what I would think if I was in the NFL?
Maybe he's got a risk. He doesn't want to risk himself for his livelihood. Maybe he's got family to take care of.
Hold on.
Come on.
He's like a smart young man to me.
I'm not condemning the man's character. I'm talking about what comes with the game. There are risks that come with it.
We don't know his personal situation.
Well, then again, if you're an NFL team, I'm reluctant to take you there.
But you are paying him.
But because you're bringing those risks, those concerns to the table. I need you out there gung-ho ready to ball.
Right.
And I'm worried about you.
Football teams do ask players to make irrational decisions all the time. Sacrifice your health and your future health for the sake of a team. But in this case, you ain't getting paid. In the NFL, you're getting paid. So going in, you're making that exchange.
Quit in the middle of the season.
All right, coming up next, we have a guy that always brings it. A smooth cat, the star of Bad Santa 2, Billy Bob Thornton in the house. Yes, sir. Can't wait to talk to him. Stay tuned. Hello.
Hey, come on. Good to see you, Cleveland. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Do it now and don't wait for later. No, lend a hand to your brother, man.
Conor McGregor to me, that's a total disrespect.
Well,
I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
I want the 100 million cash to fight him on the boxing rules because he's afraid of a real fight.
He's an elephant. Just what I was thinking. More trash talk between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Floyd saying Conor is an ant, while McGregor responding by saying he wants $100 million to fight Floyd because Floyd is scared to fight him. Meanwhile, boxing promoter Bob Arum said recently there's a 75% chance we see a rematch between Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. Max Kellerman, our boxing expert, the voice of boxing for 20 years, please tell me, which fight would you rather see? McGregor versus Mayweather or Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch?
this again is a dilemma. Two bad options.
No.
At least that's what my mouth says.
Options.
My mouth says two bad options, and I would like to stump for that. But the reality is my wallet would say, if I were a fan and not in the industry, that if either event were to take place, of course, I would buy it. And that's why the economics drive it. And people's wallets really speak louder than their mouths. At least Pacquiao has a chance to win. Not a great one. Mayweather should win again. But at least he has a chance. Conor McGregor in a boxing ring has no chance to beat Floyd Mayweather. In fact, I don't think he has a chance to go the distance. Floyd Mayweather in an octagon, let me be very clear, has no chance to beat Conor McGregor. And he certainly wouldn't go the distance. Neither guy, because they're two different sports. The best Australian rules rugby, football team in the world is not going to beat the Patriots at football, nor would the Patriots beat them at rugby. They're two different sports, even if they share some things in common. But Floyd's saying that an elephant doesn't see an ant. In boxing terms, he's right. It is an elephant to an ant in pure boxing terms. And McGregor's a talented striker. I know that. But he sees him. He obviously sees him. He has to respond to him publicly. He wants to fight him. He believes that there might be $100 million in it for him. So he sees Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor has no chance against Floyd in a boxing ring.
Well, we agree there. He has no shot against Floyd in the boxing ring. Floyd is a magician in the boxing ring. He would pick him apart. And his conditioning would be superior as well, because I've seen Conor McGregor appear tired at times. I just don't see how he'd have a chance. But just like Floyd wouldn't have a chance in the octagon, because Conor McGregor would take him out real quickly with something other than striking him, to be quite honest with you. Having said all of that, I will say this. Once upon a time, I thought this was just a disgrace to boxing. If Floyd, he owes it to boxing not to give this guy a chance. I've rethought that somewhat. Here's why. A, I saw James Toney get into the octagon. I've seen Brock Lesnar go from wrestling to get into the octagon. I've seen other folks try it at MMA. Why not try it at boxing if you think you're big time?
But the difference with James Toney is he was against Randy Couture. So his background's wrestling and Tony's is boxing. This is his staples boxing. So that's why I know you guys say there's no shot, but at least that's his bread and butter.
Well, here's my deal. What I say is this. I was at the UFC match Saturday. It was electrifying. Conor McGregor walking into the ring to fit these I get money, run New York. I mean, it was big time. It was something special to behold. He walks into this ring. And when he connects, you fall. And so I know this much about Conor McGregor. No matter how much he talks about money, once he knows it's signed on the dotted line, he's coming to take you out. And I know for a fact this guy believes he could take Mayweather out if he catches him. I don't believe it would happen. I think that Floyd Mayweather would destroy him in a boxing ring. But the fact that this guy, you got to remember, they play bigger gloves in boxing as opposed to the gloves you're wearing in MMA, UFC. I'm just thinking that, you know what, would I pay to see it? Hell yes, I would. Hell yes, I would.
You pay to see a short, dominant night by Mayweather if they were boxing, just like, as you said.
I think it would be dominant. I'm not sure how short it would be, but it would be dominant.
Here's why you actually may see the fight. I mean, I think the Pacquiao fight for Mayweather makes more sense. But here's why you may see it. McGregor right now is not even moving up out of his division and losing to a bigger guy. Has a guy, Nurmagomedov, who's on the undercard in his division, who's 24-0 in MMA. Hasn't lost and is totally dominant, though he was hurt by a strike early in the first round of the match on this last Saturday. So McGregor has chances. The point is, if Conor loses to Nurmagomedov, which I think most people in MMA would say, yeah, probably Nurmagomedov would be the favorite there. He's lost to a dude in MMA, in his own division, for a couple $1 million, versus losing for $50 million to Mayweather, and it's not even in his sport. He could always go back to MMA. The risk-reward makes much more sense to fight a guy like Mayweather in boxing than Nurmagomedov in the octagon.
Well, I agree with you, yeah, but at the end, in closing, I just think that let's understand that some people in those respective positions would be talking just so they could get the money. I truly believe that Conor McGregor believes.
I think he does too, because he puts people to sleep.
He believes that if Mayweather hasn't been hit, if he gets hit by me, let's see what happens.
And he'll follow him all around the ring.
That's the whole point. If Mayweather is so much skilled, he's so underappreciated. He's
okay, real quick though,
he would school him.
I want to be clear. So which one would you rather see?
Me personally.
First McGregor?
Me personally, I'm torn.
Okay, you?
Pacquiao, it's not a great choice, but Pacquiao at least has a chance to win. McGregor has no chance.
All day.
I'm just saying with the way, I mean, the theater behind it all. I mean, to see
after you saw
Floyd and McGregor
you
together, sitting there pumping the fight.
The promotion of the fight, McGregor and
you know what?
Floyd.
The fight would be Pacquiao Mayweather. The promotion of the fight would be McGregor
Mayweather all day.
Okay?
Coming up next, the Sooner walks away from the program and his defensive coordinator isn't happy about it, but whose side are the guys on? Also, later in the show, Billy Bob Thornton will join us to preview Bad Santa 2.
I'm all about the birth of Christmas. Wise guys kicked him out of the hotel. The drummer that didn't have to give him some perfume, and the King Midas, or one of them, threatened to cut the kid in half, turn him into gold. But see, it's a heavy deal for me.